fire wasn't a hell after death. It was an actual disposing of the body.
That's what inspires. Remember, all theology is based on analogy, and includes hell. And all analogy is rooted in human experience. So in Jerusalem, where everything is being theologized, this is a temple city. So this is the temple city of the God of Israel, who sits directly above on the sky vault through the hole. And this is the sky vault temple. There must be a celestial Jerusalem that sits there, right? Don't we hear about that in the book of Revelation? And so the earthly Jerusalem is like God's residence on earth when he comes down to earth to chill. And so if that has a garbage dump, in the cosmos, there must be also a cosmic celestial Gehenna, which is underneath the earth. If there's fire on the earthly one, with corpses are being thrown, there may be dishonored constellations that tried to coup d'etat in the sky vault. Got cast into that, and ultimately are going to find themselves in a sulfurous pool down at the bottom. The lake of fire. This is why it gets confusing. In the book of Revelation, it says hell will be thrown into the lake of fire. Wait a minute, I thought hell was a lake of fire. This is the problem. You have Western people who have this rich imagined hell that developed with all these 2,000 years of theological, devotional, imagined freight, cultural freight. But hell there is actually Hades. The place of the dead is going to be thrown when the sky vault is reoriented and Aries, the ram, takes its original position. Everything is going to be righted, and everything's going to be where it ought to be. And Scorpius, which was Satan and all that, they're going to be underneath in where the cosmic viscera gathers. 1 Enoch chapter 54, verses 1 to 2. Then I, Enoch, looked and turned to another face of the earth, and saw there a valley, deep and burning with fire. Another face of the earth. This would be so imagine Enoch's being written sometime when the Israelites had already accepted, Israelites who could write, that the earth was round and surrounded and enveloped by a spherical sky vault. Sky vault above, where the holy constellations are. Sky vault below, where the wicked constellations are, and at the very bottom where all this cosmic viscera is gathering, and it's very hot. So the fire from that comes up, and so a face of the earth where nobody lives in the mind of Enoch. They don't know that there's people actually near the south. They don't know anything about Antarctica. This is because they've never traveled there. So they assume the whole southern hemisphere is roasted hot, because when you travel south in the Sahara, it just gets hotter and hotter and hotter, and they never get beyond that though. So they don't see, there's vegetation stuff. When you cross the equator, there's rich jungle, and then you keep going. If you were to keep going south beyond what we now call the Cape of Good Hope, it's very cold, right? It's Antarctica. They didn't think any of that. So you think that the whole face of the earth is scorched with this fire that's coming up from the bottomless pit, which is this bowl. You get, okay, right? Deep with burning with fire. And they were bringing kings and potentates and were throwing them into this deep valley. Later rabbinic tradition in the Babylonian Talmud said that an entrance to the underworld was located in the valley of Hinnom. You have something like this in Dante's Inferno, too. You have an entrance in Jerusalem, right? Presumably here. You go from the earthly Gehenna down into the celestial, right? Of course, Dante imagines this actually being in the core of the earth. Satan is in the core of the earth, but that's a later medieval development. In the New Testament, Gehenna was considered to have been prepared for Satan and his retinue. Not the earthly Gehenna, but the cosmic bowl. Matthew chapter 25, verse 41. Then he will say to those on his left, depart from me, you accursed. This is the Son of Man, the cosmic Son of Man. Depart from me, you accursed, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels. In addition, here in Gehenna, the soul, reunited with its reconstituted body at the resurrection, will be destroyed by eternal fire. Matthew chapter 10, verse 28. Jesus said, "And do not be afraid of those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Rather, be afraid of the one who can destroy both soul and body in Gehenna." Okay, wait a minute. Does that mean that they're annihilated?
Vanished.
What does that mean? That isn't what we believe. We don't believe those in hell cease existing.
No.
But what does Matthew believe?
You believe that Jesus said that.
Sure. Well, what does that mean, though? But body and soul destroyed. See, biblical fundamentalists who talk about hell think they have this very clear image of hell they can find everywhere. They don't realize they're reading that image into the text they're reading. Different authors of New Testament texts have different understandings of what final states are going to be and intermediate states are going to be for human beings. And by the way, they're talking about Israelite human beings. What about the Gentiles? We don't really care about those people. That's not part of our interest. Okay. Oh, what a lovely image that is. Okay. Mark chapter 9, verses 42 to 48. "Whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, to shame God, it would be better for him if a great millstone were put around his neck and he were thrown into the sea." Wow, how could that be? It would be better? Wow. "If your hand causes you to dishonor God, cut it off. It is better for you to enter into life maimed than with two hands to go into Gehenna, into the unquenchable fire. And if your foot causes you to dishonor God, cut it off. It is better for you to enter into life crippled than with 2 feet to be thrown into Gehenna. And if your eye causes you to dishonor God, pluck it out. Better for you to enter into the theocracy with one eye than with 2 eyes to be thrown into Gehenna, where their worm does not die and the fire is not quenched." Hey, thanks for watching. Just continue the playlist for the next part of the study. If you have further questions, this is good. They will get addressed, so keep watching. If you found value, please subscribe, like, and share. As always, questions, comments, and criticisms are most welcome. God bless you.